So these are our speakers today. So one of our other speakers here is Tom Truong. Tom is another one of our rockstar business partners. He is probably, arguably, one of the 5 or 6 most influential people in the real estate industry right now. And he's the current president of ARIA, the Asian Real Estate Association of America. And that is a nonprofit that he gives to tirelessly. And it is one of the largest trade organizations in our industry. He also owned a very large real estate company, was smart enough to sell that at the top of the market as well. So that was congratulations on that. And is also a real estate investor on top of that. And then one of our other speakers is also going to be Adrian. Adrian is one of the top real estate agents in the United States, does a tremendous amount of real estate volume, a lot of real estate coaching, and I can tell you right now he's managed many, many real estate offices. This man knows real estate inside, outside, upside down, and is also a published author as well. And then you've already met our incredible business partner, Skip Wiley, a legend in the South Florida real estate market, and he is one of the most well-connected people in this industry as well. So you've got a lot of people with a lot of real estate experience that are here to talk with you about something that has radically, completely, and profoundly changed our real estate profession. So this is our founder and CEO, Mr. Glenn Sanford. Quite arguably the smartest human being that I've ever met in my entire life. And he came from the technology industry. So when he fell into real estate kind of by accident, he came to the conclusion that real estate agents were still doing things in a very antiquated way. He joined Keller Williams and was horrified to find out they were still teaching the fine art of cold calling even 15 years ago. So he made a solemn vow that he was never going to make a cold call and instead leveraged his technology background to really understand online lead generation and generated over 120,000 leads in a relatively small marketplace, at which point he decided it was time to open up his own real estate company. And he did that at exactly the wrong time. The market crashed. He found himself faced with tremendous overhead that he could no longer afford. So as a result of that, he began the very first cloud-based real estate brokerage, eXp Realty, and we are so glad that he did. So this is a little bit about the rocket ship that we've all been on. We are a 10-year-old company which is actually acting a whole lot more like a startup company right now because of the explosive growth that we have been able to experience. His first year after starting eXp, they actually opened up in 11 states, quite a huge accomplishment to say the very least. He's been repeatedly named as one of the most influential people in real estate. We've actually launched in Canada. This is when I joined the company in 2015. When the stock was trading at 64 cents a share. And by the grace of God, I bought a good amount of that. And when I joined the company, my colleagues at the previous company that I was with really made light of that penny stock. Ha, 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 that's a penny stock, that's a penny stock. Ain't nobody telling us a penny stock anymore because last year we actually uplisted to the NASDAQ. Can I get a hallelujah? And celebrate, Glenn bought another yacht, and he named that yacht the Uplist. We're now in all 50 states and in 3 provinces in Canada. When I joined the company in 2015, so that's 3 years, 4 months, and 25 glorious days ago, there were about 870 real estate agents. We are now adding about that many every single solitary month. So we've got over 17,000 real estate agents now that are part of our rocket ship company. We have more than doubled year after year for several years, and we were even named best places to work as well last year. Exciting things going on in our beautiful real estate company. This just shows you the hockey stick growth that we are experiencing right now. So I can tell you one thing, you're in the right place at the right time. And we are really here in virgin territory in the great state of Florida, which is the reason that I'm here in addition to the beach. And that is because there's less than 3,000 eXp agents in the entire state of Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, you probably know this, Miami has literally the largest real estate population in the entire country. So right place, right time. Those of you that are really looking to change your life and change your family's financial future, you couldn't have come to a better place at a better time. Our business model. So we all know the effect that technology has on every single industry that it touches. We know the effect that Netflix had on Blockbuster. If you haven't read the case study on the Netflix-Blockbuster relationship, that is definitely something you're going to want to do some research. It's a fascinating story of hubris, to say the least, on Blockbuster's part. We know the effect that Amazon has had on pretty much every single retailer out there. And of course, we understand the model, the fact that eXp is really wreaking havoc with a lot of the traditional real estate brokerage models. And it's simply because once you begin leveraging technology everything changes in every industry, and we really are on the forefront of that. And I think that that's important, especially as we're seeing more and more threats to our industry. We're seeing these iBuyer companies that are out there, and we've seen companies like Amazon that are looking to get into real estate. And as a result of that, we've really got to do the right things to maintain the integrity of our profession and also make sure that agents can stay in business and, most importantly, be profitable. Can I get a hallelujah on that? Absolutely. So eXp World, so we have in our beautiful campus over 30 hours a week of live training classes. I am going to bring up an absolute expert on talking about our real estate campus and everything going on, and that's Mr. Adrian. Adrian! Woo!
When Tom Truong and I, we owned our franchise, right, he had 4 offices, 5 offices in Boston market. I had 3 offices in the Florida market. And one of the things that we did for our agents was we trained them. I mean, every week we were in there training for how much? Like an hour? An hour, right? And that's really a lot for a small operation of 100 agents. I had 200 agents. But there's really a limit on what you can do. So one of the things that we do at eXp that's so amazing is we leverage all of the rock stars, all of the superstars that we have in our company. I saw a thing just last week that in more than 50% of the states, eXp has a #1 or #2 agent in the entire state, right? And one of the things that our company does that's so unique is, so the training that we offer, right, it's more than 30 hours live in the cloud in the eXp World. I'll show you what that looks like in addition to all of the recorded training. But what we do is we leverage all those superstars, all those rock stars. Imagine if you could go learn how to do a listing presentation from a guy who does 2,000 transactions a year. Would you want to know what he does that's different, right? Imagine if you could figure out how to sell more houses from a guy who sells 100, 200, 500 houses a year. That'd be pretty amazing. So when you look at the guys who are training our agents, when you look at, it's not some guy who hasn't sold that house in 20 years, right? You've seen them. But it's people who are actually successful today, in today's market, right now. How amazing is that? I used to be coached by a really well-known coach, and I used to pay him $1,000 a month. And I felt that was a bargain because he was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world at the time. I'm like, well, this guy knows what's going on, right? You get all that training at eXp virtually for almost no cost at all, right? So all of that's live in the cloud. We provide real-time support. We currently have over 300 to 375 staff that are available to take care of you right now. We have transaction coordinates, we have brokers, we have contract review specialists, and they're all available in the cloud from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? That's 60 some odd hours a week, right? More than any other brokerage has available, right? Most brokerages, if they're open, it's 40 hours a week. The other thing that we do is we provide you a way to have international collaboration, right? We're in all 50 states. We are in 3 provinces in Canada. I have one of my agents here with me, Alrev, right? So I have an agent that I work with in Sarasota. He calls me and says, Adrian, you know anybody in Hollywood? I'm like, sure do, right? I call Alrev. I put them together. They're working on a deal. I have another agent, right? Tom had an agent that was looking for something in San Diego, right? He called them up, and we collaborate, right? We actually have a way where you can refer business and get business from other agents from all over the country. In fact, even in Canada. I mean, this is, South Florida, right? We have a few Canadians here, right? Imagine if you had agents from Montreal, from Toronto, you could pick up the phone and say, hey, Adrian, I've got a client, you're looking to buy a condo, you're looking to buy a house. How amazing is that? We do have that available. The other thing that we provide is real-time support, and probably the best way for me to show you how and this is eXp World, the best way to show you how eXp World looks like and works is to just give you a quick demo.
Today I'd like to give you a 90-second tour of eXp's World. This is our tech outpost. Over here you'll find our agent services and our transaction management team. Behind the transaction management team building, if you work your way around the backside, you'll find our interview area and our human resources department. We have a beautiful view of the cloud campus lake. Working our way back over to the welcome area, around to the other side of the tech outpost, you'll find our executive leadership offices. You can find a lot of them here, oftentimes in the cloud, doing work, having meetings, collaborating with other leadership. This is our new entry area for new users. We have our veteran welcome area. And if you go through the foyer here, you'll find our accounting department. Off to the right here, you'll see our brokerage operations headed up by Kathy Gordon. And then if you work your way back on over towards the soccer field, you'll notice the RE Tech campus. We do have a nice soccer field, lighthouse, a beach, lots of great amenities here. One of my favorites, of course, is the RE Tech campus for industry outreach. In here, you'll find facilities like our theater. We have a conference hall. We even have a computer lab classroom and a lounge for our VIP guests. Making our way back to the welcome area, I just wanted to invite everybody in. We have meeting rooms, productivity center, lots of space around and in around the campus for collaboration. Here's the auditorium where I spend a great deal of my time. So there you have it, the eXp World Tour in 90 seconds or less. Thank you.
Right, so when you go to eXp World, right, the first thing you do is you create your avatar. It took me 30 seconds to create mine. I think it took my wife about 3 hours, and then she called somebody up and said there's not enough shoe selection, right? And then you're still building yours, right? And so when you go there, you have all these different departments, right? So the first person you see is right here, the information booth. So you walk up, and Josh sees you and says, hey, Adrian, how can I help you, right? You're talking to somebody actually face to face. Right? And I'll say, hey, Josh, I'm actually having a question about my commission check. So then Josh says, hey, go over to the accounting department, right? You walk over to the accounting department, and the staff is there ready, able to help you. And then usually within 30 seconds to a few minutes, there's one of the staff ready and able, willing to assist you. They'll take you over to one of these private tables, right? Once you're at the private table, no one else can hear you. It's just you and the person. You can have a confidential, private conversation. Right? If you want to go to one of the live training classes, you go to the auditorium that you saw in the preview, right? And there's hundreds of people in there, right? They're doing live classes, and you sit here, and then this is the presenter view, right? But you from the top down, you would see the auditorium. And the most amazing thing is, right, after about 2 or 3 minutes, you forget that you're not there in person because it looks so realistic, right?
It's true.
You've had it happen before. You can actually raise your hand. The presenter sees it, says, Adrian, you have a question. I'm like, yes. 300 people can hear your question. How amazing is that? And so probably the question I get more than anything about this is, right, you can work anytime, anywhere, from anywhere in the world, and people ask me, well, what is it like not to have an office? Right? This is what it looks like. This is my office. So I'm sitting there one time, I'm actually doing a presentation, I'm doing a webinar, to a group of agents just like this.
So you did
and
my group, bro.
For his group, I'm wearing probably this exact shirt, right? And my wife's sitting, taking a picture from the balcony. Here, I'm wearing my flip-flops and shorts and a dress shirt. So this is what it looks like when you have, work from anywhere, anytime. So the other thing that I want to share with you is, oftentimes, when I talk to agents, I say, hey, listen, what do you need, right? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want from your real estate career? And probably the thing I get more than anything from anybody else is, I want to sell more houses. I want to do more business. I want to increase, my income. And so one of the things that eXp allows us to do, because they provide us all the tools, resources, technology necessary, and I want to share some of those with you, right? All those things allow you to do business at a higher level. So the first thing that we have is eXp Enterprise. Here's what I love about this product. It's right, how often do you have, like 20 logins, 20 different, places you have to go to find things, right? Hey, how do I get listing signs? How do I get my commission report, right? Where do I get business cards from? How do I get a question answered about something within the company, right? With eXp, we have it all in one place. One login takes care of absolutely everything. And imagine how much time that saves you. Being able to go into one place that has absolutely everything you need at your fingertips within 2 seconds. The other thing that we provide is SkySlope. SkySlope allows you to sign documents electronically, allows you to store documents electronically. That's one of the ways that you can work from anywhere, anytime in the world, right? When everything is in the cloud, and everything is cloud-based, right? You could be in Spain, like I was a few months ago. You could be in wherever else, and you can just send your clients documents. They sign them to come right back to you. The other thing we offer is Workplace by Facebook. This is one of the most amazing things that we have. It's almost like having your private Facebook for your company. And you're like, Adrian, do I really need one more Facebook, right? Yes, you do, right? Because here's how this works. I was working with Larry this morning, right? Larry had a question about our contact management lead generation system. I said, Larry, let's go to Workplace, right? We log in, he types in the CRM, pops up, all the training is right there. If he has questions, he can mastermind with other agents who are experts in that, right? If you want to become a luxury agent like Traci, there's a luxury group, right? You can go in and you can say, hey guys, how do I break into this market? How do I do more luxury sales? If you want to do commercial, if you want to do Facebook marketing, if you want to do pretty much anything you can think of, there's somebody there that you can mastermind with. There's also people there who are looking to send referrals. This is where we send our referrals back and forth for all 17,000 agents. The other thing this is one of the things that I love the most, right? So I come from a world of kind of like Glenn. I'm not really the guy that goes around shaking hands and kissing babies and generate leads that way. The way I do it is I just generate a ton of leads online, right? And I just kind of, work my way through them. With KV Core, this is the CRM that we provide to our agents. Not only can you generate leads with it, but the very best part of it is you can generate leads for free. Okay, so if you could generate an additional 10, 20, 30 leads for free, you got one extra closing, right? That would be worth what? Call it $12,000. What if I could show you how to generate an additional closing per month for free? Right? This is what KV Core does for you. It's just one of the many things that KV Core does for you. The crazy thing is KV Core by itself, if you were to go out and purchase it, it's $500. And we provide that to all of our agents as part of the basic package, right? We give all of our agents the ability to increase their income now by what? That was $120,000, $140,000, right? By not doing anything else other than what you're currently already doing, right? Being out there in front of people selling houses. All right, let me bring up my good friend Tom Truong. I've known Tom for 10 years this year.
So, thank you. Compensation plan. When Adrian and I opened up our franchise, we paid about $35,000 for a franchise fee. And then before we opened up the doors, we had to build bricks and mortar, and that cost another $15,000 or so. So every office was about $50,000 at the bare minimum. And then on a monthly basis, we had rent, heat, electricity. At the height of my career, I had 4 offices. My monthly net was $60,000 a month. So my agents had to sell enough houses to take the 20% that the house took. They thought I made a lot of money. But that 20% meant I had to pay $60,000 worth of overhead before I saw some profits, yes? At eXp, it's $149 to get started. You guys have $1 million business all wrapped up in a pretty bow. All you got to do is sign a 5-minute ICA and a 5-minute online application, and in a few days you get your independent contractor agreement, and you have this business for $149 that I believe is worth millions if you learn how to take advantage of that. When you see an opportunity, if you have your mind open like a parachute, trust me, my friends, take full advantage of it. That's what I did with Traci when she showed it to me. I couldn't sleep. Once you pay $149, it's $50 a monthly fee for technology, and then $35 a month for training fee. $85 a month. Adrian just told you he was coaching people for $1,000 a month, and they might get 2 hours of his time. Here you get it for $85 from the best of the best of the best in our cloud environment, training you and your team. Because you can only give so much. I could only give so much, right? Everyone starts at 80-20 split. 80% to you, 20 to the company. During the 80%, it's $40 for a transaction fee, $25 for transaction fee, and $40 for errors and omissions fee. That's it. And when your 20% equals $16,000, you go to 100% during that calendar year. So in a market that's $400,000, that's about 8 houses. Sell 8 houses, as soon as you do that, you go to 100% minus $250 for transaction fee. Do that for the next 20 transactions, and then your transaction fee goes to $75. But one magical thing happens. After you cap, meaning you pay into that $16,000 and you add another 20 transactions, you become what we call an icon agent. An icon agent gets the entire $16,000 that they paid in back in company stock, equity ownership. As soon as you close your first deal, you get $200 of stock, about 20 shares. Got it? Congratulations, you are now an agent owner with us. That's why this is agent owner. Everybody in this company owns a piece of the pie. As soon as you cap, you pay into the $16,000, you have another $400 of stock that we award you. And every agent you attract into this company, as soon as they close their first deal, we give you another $400 worth of stock. In the 14 months that I've joined, I've brought in 34 agents on my first level. And as soon as those agents close, eXp gives me stock. Average franchise fees in the United States is 6%. We, the franchise system, including I was guilty of that, we made our agents think that that's just part of the medicine that you took. You close the deal, just pay 6%, and then we split it afterwards, right? I did that for 12 years, my friends. I paid it to my franchisor. It's just part of the medicine. Just take it. Pay 6%. Why? This is our time to take back our business. This is our time to take back our commission. Don't pay the brokerage. Pay yourself 5%. You still have 1% left over. And buy the company stock at a 20% discount. Remember the 20% that eXp Realty takes in? That 20% is company dollar. Who owns the company at eXp Realty? We do. We do. The agents. And so because we agents own the company, we take that revenue and we share it with our agents who helped bring talent to the company. And we share it 7 levels. When you add up 3.5%, 4%, all the way down to 5%, that equals 20%. Okay? Remember that $16,000 that we paid into the cap? That's also company dollar, yes? And so you add up 28 all the way down to 4,000, that equals to $16,000 in the company. That's company dollar. Every agent that you attract, as soon as that agent closes their first deal, you get 3.5% of every transaction. So remember in that example where I sold $400,000, right? And commission is the commission is $10,000. 3.5% of $10,000 is $350, right there. Okay? Every agent that you attract to the company and they close a $400,000 sale, eXp on the 22nd of the following month sends you a $350 check, directly deposited into whatever account you want them to send it to. If you found 10 agents and each of them closed a $400,000 house, that's $3,500 a month in residual income. Now, you get involved and you attract, let's say, 5. When you attract 5 agents, you break through to that second level called Tier 2. So you sponsor Adrian. Adrian sponsors Larry. Larry closes a $400,000 house, just like this example, and you get 4% off of Larry's deal, $400. Who sold the house? Larry. Who got paid revenue share? Adrian and you. Adrian got paid 3.5, right? And you got paid, you get paid 3.5 and Adrian got paid 4 because he's on the second level. How powerful is that? Because the company owns the revenues. So you wonder, well, if the company gives them all of the money away, how does the company make money and make a profit? And why does the stock keep going up? And is it sustainable? Mm-hmm. Well, yes, it is. In the bricks and mortar model, most companies need between 15% to 20% to cover their profit margins and their overhead. Heat, rent, electricity, trash removal, coffee, cleaners, landscaping, okay? The help, right? In our cloud-based environment, we don't need the full 20%. Our CEO, our CFO, our founder will tell you we need just about 5 to 10%. But we have all that other 15 to 10% left over. And it's left over to basically share in the revenues. Got it? And that's how we continue to grow. When I joined eXp Realty 14 short months ago, I talked to our CEO, and I read the 10K report, okay? And we were making money. We were debt-free, liability-free, and we had about $2.5 million in the savings account. Not bad for a 9-year-old company. You know, when I owned my brokerage and I sold it, after 9 years, you know how much savings I had in my bank account? Like $64. As a broker owner, I had my personal savings account, but not the company savings account. Roll the clock to 14 months later, we're over $20 million in our savings account. No debt, no liability. That is how healthy this company is. And we have a war chest to give our agents the best tools to help them sell more houses, attract more talent. Who wants to be a millionaire? Ask yourself this question. A true millionaire lives off of interest income. True millionaires never tap into their principal. Because once you tap into your principal and you outlive your money, it's game over. What kind of life do you want to live like that? What if I can show you a way in the next 3 minutes that you can live like a millionaire and have residual income? If you continue to work where you're currently working, you would need to save $75,000 after all living expenses for 20 years to save $1.5 million in a bank account that, let's say, yields 6.27% interest. And that's pretty healthy yield. Yeah. Extremely healthy yield. That's going to be hard to achieve. Yeah. Okay, but I'm going to assume, let's say you're a rock star, you're Warren Buffett, and you can get that savings, that yield on an annual basis. That, without tapping into your principal, you'd be yielding $94,000 a year in residual income. Not too shabby. Most Americans can live off of 94. They're not going to live wealthily, but they're going to be able to live. Here's a proven plan. How about you go out and you find 5 capping agents? I believe every one of you in this room are capping agents who've basically sold either $2.667, $2,667,000 at 3% commission, or in my market, $3.2 million at 2.5% commission. That's a capping agent. You find 5 on the first level, we'll pay you up to $2,800, which is $14,000 a month. And then you help those 5 find 5. For a total of 30 capping agents in your business, whether that took you 1 month or 1 year or 2 years, you'd be looking at $94,000 a year in residual income, or the tune of $7,833 a month. The best of the best are joining the company. We're radically changing the face of real estate. We're the Amazon of real estate, right? We're exploding across North America and pretty soon the world. Our CEO, our founder, has basically said this year we're going beyond Canada. We're going to go global.
How many of you realize that 83% of the people who are in real estate today will not be in the industry 5 years from today? How many of you know that is a fact? Why? 3 reasons why people leave our industry. Horrible training, terrible lead generation, and they don't stay up with technology. If you think this industry is going to remain the same as it is today, 5 years from today, wake up, because it's going to change dramatically over the next 5 years. Why I joined this company is kind of ludicrous if you really think about it, because what I did one day was I took advantage of technology. One day I was looking for something on the internet. I had no clue what I was looking for. Well, I saw this little 5-minute video. 5 minutes. The minute I watched the video, the second I finished it, I knew without question that I was going to join the company, not investigate the company. I knew I was going to join it. I just prayed that the guy in that video was honest. Because I've heard the rumor that there may be some bad information on the internet. True or not? So I did my due diligence, and this is what I urge you to do. If you saw anything that you saw and liked, you should do what I did. I did tons of due diligence. I built a big national mortgage company. I'm not dumb. I did my due diligence in 24 hours. I called a bunch of friends. I actually sought out the 5 top producers in this company, and I spoke to all of them. Voila, Traci Lewis. And after I got off the phone with her, I said, why would a woman who built a company, the 4th largest Century 21 office, just not go back out and open another company? Because here's what I want to tell you. How many of you have ever wanted to open your own company? You're sick of your boss, you're sick of the way they run your company, and you just want to do it for yourself. Well, what do you have to do? You have to invest a lot of capital, right or wrong. In this company, I can invest $149. I have access to the best training, the best support, the best technology, and all I have to do is find people that I like, that I want to work with. And so the reality is I have a real estate company. I don't own it. I own part of a publicly traded real estate company that is the fastest growing real estate company in the history of any U.S. company. Why? Do your due diligence. You'll find out exactly why many of the people in this room made a decision to join this company.
Guys, in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg invited 5 guys to his dorm room. But you know what? 2 of those 5 never showed up. What a big lesson for those 2 who didn't show up, didn't have an open mind about this business that Mark was launching called the Facebook. That's a cloud-based business to connect people. You got invited here today to take a look at a cloud-based real estate brokerages that are connecting clients and people. Statistically, 40% will not get involved, 60% will. And if those 60% did get involved, they're now bajillionaires. What a lesson for those who did not show up to take advantage. 95% of real estate agents who join eXp join to sell houses. Do you understand? 5% do what Traci, Skip, I, Adrian, Russ, and other leaders are doing to attract talent. And that model works perfectly. Because unless people sell houses, there's no revenue to share. But for those who want to build the revenue share, we flew here on our own dime. eXp didn't pay us. But it's a hell of a ride, guys. Okay, so your mind is like a parachute. Keep it open because it will work. When we were born, from the moment we came out of our mom's womb, we're in the comfort zone. No one wants to get hurt. It took me 72 hours because I was comfortable. I feared learning something new. I found excuses. Things are good right now. Why do I have to change? The company gives me a nice office. I have a coffee machine. I have coffee. I don't have to clean the office anymore. I found every possible excuse not to make a switch in the next 24 and 48 hours. But then I said, you know what, let me get into learning zone. Let me start diving in and finding out what is this eXp Realty thing about. Okay, and why is Traci and Scott Lewis so excited? And why am I finding videos on YouTube that have people so fired up, people that I respected. Heavy hitters in the industry that are making the move. I'm like, why are they doing it and why am I not doing it? Give me one excuse why not. And then I got into the learning zone and I joined the company. I acquired new skills. I got out of my comfort zone and started to travel. I just told my wife, honey, give me a year, give me 2 years. Let me go build this thing. I know a lot of talent across the country. Let me just go find 10 and help those 10 find 10. And I'll come back in 2 years and we'll have $350,000 residual income coming in. How would our life change then? So I'm 1 year into it. I got 1 more year and I'm done, baby. You're going to find me in Tahiti 3 years from now. Good luck, boys and girls. I'm out of here. Okay, because the system takes over. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in terms of getting started? For me, when I first saw the video, 1 hour later, I was a 7 or 8. The next day, after 48 hours, I was an 8 or a 9. And my 72 hour, I was a 10 and beyond. And I signed right there on the dotted line, and I got started. And it's been a hell of a ride. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.